Hello and welcome to Odyssey Motorsport TV's live coverage of the Tuesday night main event for the Kansas City Racing League presented by Nerdy Chimera GT3s at Adelaide. I am TJ Yankee, and with me in the broadcast booth as always is Lesean Young-Dilworth. How are you doing tonight, Els?
TJ, I'm doing good. How are you doing? We got a wall of a circuit, walls everywhere, walls. How are you doing, TJ?
I'm doing great. Yeah, as you said, tonight's race is round 4 of season 10 of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event, GT3 PRO World Tour, live race control, including deployment of safety cars under certain circumstances, no tire changes, 50% fuel, a single fast repair, and 2 classes of GT3 car over a 45-minute session. Add in the tight street circuit, as El said, tonight at Adelaide, and we are in for some great racing. Do you guys have any experience around Adelaide, Els?
Actually, in a different sim, I've actually did a GTR Cup around this track, and it was a lot of fun. Great places to pass, 90-degree corners everywhere, good spots to pass. But there's walls everywhere that we look. I mean, definitely going to be a good race tonight. What are you thinking, TJ?
Yeah. No, I'm always street circuits are always kind of tough for me. It can be really tough to pass, especially as you said, with the walls right on the edge of the track. Any mistake can end a race and end multiple people's races as well. So that being said, I do think they're great fun to have, and I think we're gonna have a great race here tonight. But yeah, street circuits can be real tough. Not super familiar with this circuit myself, but I think we're going to have a great time tonight. But before we get any further into that, let's take a look at our league sponsor for tonight, Nerdy Chimera. Check out Nerdy Chimera on YouTube and Twitch when you're looking for fast racing, fun banter, and questionable decision making on track. You can't go wrong with Nerdy Chimera, aka Brian Fro, who's on track with us tonight. Best of luck to him, and a huge thanks for sponsoring the league this season. Be sure to check him out on Twitch and YouTube. Links to those platforms will be in the video description below. Just a reminder that there are plenty of sponsorship opportunities available on the broadcast. If you have a business, a social media tag, your team, your league, or you just want to shout out your favorite driver, contact us at odyssey.motorsport@gmail.com, and we can work with you on graphics and full ad pitches to promote your business or social media on our broadcast. This season's GT3 World Tour schedule is up. We're going to pull that up real fast. Some great circuits that we have in store for the rest of the season. Last week we saw the drivers duke it out in Texas at COTA, but that round is done and dusted. So make sure you tune in each Tuesday night to catch these drivers at these challenging circuits from around the world. Tonight we are down under at the Adelaide Street Circuit. It's a 2.01 mile temporary track, has 14 corners and a ton of tight turns for our drivers. It used to host the Australian Grand Prix for Formula One in the 80s and 90s before it moved to Melbourne Park, but it also hosts the Adelaide 500 with V8 supercars. So we're going to see a ton of opportunities for our drivers tonight to thread the needle in these close quarter walls right on the edge of the circuit. Els, overall street circuits, you like them, don't like them?
I'm kind of in between, TJ. It's more of a hope and pray type of thing for me. It's more or less like, what do you do in a situation when there's a car next to you, a wall next to you, and a wall next to him? You got to go into the braking zone and hope and pray. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. Not much experience. I do like Long Beach, but this is a different kind of Long Beach here. Oh, yeah. Adelaide is in South Australia, as you can see on the screen. And you already know the Australians do not play.
Very true. Very true. Just a reminder, though, that there is safety car deployments in this league, but there's no safety car in the first and last 10 minutes. And 2 cars have to be involved in the same incident for both, and both have to tow for one to be deployed. This could be a major shakeup to the running order and pit strategy. So keep an eye on the safety car. Els also heard some race comms during the practice. There might be a red flag if the street circuit gets completely blocked by an incident, so he will let us know if anything like that happens. Last season, we talked about how awesome it is to have a league with live race control, and hats off to Dakota Knapp, Brett Marshall, and Linda Barkley for putting on this league and running the live race control. It's really unique, really adds to the immersion, and in a track like this, it's really, I think, kind of necessary, especially with how close the walls are on the circuit. But let's talk about tonight's broadcast sponsor. DLB Precision. With every generation of PC components that come out, it's getting harder and harder to find the best performance gains for the best value. Does this CPU work for this motherboard? Is that GPU what I need, or is it overkill? Head on over to dlbprecision.com and they can sort it all out for you. Every PC is hand-picked and assembled to the highest standard. They are started up, tuned, and stress-tested before being delivered. The people over at DLB Precision are sim racers themselves, so they run what they build, and they know all the ways to tune your PC to run your sim title of choice with no stutters, no crashes, and bespoke to your needs. So if you're in the market for a sim PC or an update to your current PC, check out dlbprecision.com. All right, so tonight is round 4, so let's take a look at the standings in the Pro and Am class. So in your Pro class for tonight, starting in round 4, Drake Smith is leading the way in first place. David Barkley second. Third is Andrew Lanning. Fourth, Jake Vanhees. Fifth, Richard Sidursky. Sixth, Benjamin Gallant. Seventh, Matt Stallcup. Eighth, Blaze Scheid. Ninth, Clayton Sanchez. 10th, Zachary Lewis. 11th, Michael Rhodes. 12th, Dion Fallow. Neil Salata is 13th, Kyle Robertson 14th, 15th, Caden Parks Miller, 16th, David Listow. Moving on to the AM standings, we have Brad Jorgensen in first place, Jacob Winslow second, third place is Glenn Pino, fourth place Jeremiah Sodden, fifth place Kyle McDonald, sixth place Mark Blizzard, seventh Ash Harper, eighth Michael Pico, ninth is Calvin Wolf, Miko Silberberth is 10th, 11th Lance Shellhorn, 12th Brian Froh, 13th Joe Harkness, 14th Colin Maxwell, Michael Brockert is 15th, 16th is Leon Hitchens. All right, so next up we have a guided onboard lap of Adelaide in the Odyssey Motorsports GT3 Mustang. Let's go ahead and get that started. Piloted by me, but the livery that you're going to see is created by Els on the Sim himself, 888. So we're starting on the start-finish straight. You got a tight chicane here. Is turns 1 and 2, and then a left-hander onto turn 3. You can see how close the walls are here. And then you're going to have a series of 90-degree corners here. Turn 4, a right-hand 90-degree, and then turn 5 is going to be a left-handed 90-degree, and then turn 6 is going to be a right-handed 90-degree turn, and then turn 7. Very important you get a good drive out of turn 7 because it goes on to the long back straight, the only real straight we have on track. Els, why don't you take it from here?
All right, so this straight is kind of interesting because there's a blind corner coming up, and we're looking at it, and you got to go full throttle through it. This is turn 8, and that's what it looks like. We're going to brake at the 150, which you can barely see right there, and we're going to go straight into this hairpin, turn 9, which is actually really difficult because of the curbing, and then we're going to hold it left, go into 10, into 11, and then this little kink right here, 12, and then you're gonna dive, bust the right. This is 13, and then at the line, brake into 14, which is another weird kind of hairpin. You gotta wait to be on the throttle, and then back onto the straight for the chicane one more again. It's a short lap. It's about 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I bet the guys are much faster than that. How did you do, TJ?
Yeah, so we'll start off by saying that tonight's onboard lap is brought to you by Caden Drives Coaching. If you need to find some extra time on track, or if you're jumping into a new car or racing series and need to get up to speed quickly, check out Caden Drives Coaching. You can contact him directly to schedule your session with the QR code on the screen or through Instagram at Caden Drives. Caden offers a number of coaching sessions tailored to your needs and loves to help others find their performance limits. So check out Caden Drives Coaching for more info. Now, with that being said, I put in a 1 minute and 20. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. So you can see in the AM class, they're putting down minute 18s. That was the fixed base setup. I imagine you would want high downforce at this track. So down towards the bottom of the AM class for sure. With that time, but also the first time I've driven the track was for that onboard lap. So yeah, I think our driver is going to be much quicker than that. We can see Drake Smith right now putting in a 1:17.5, so significantly quicker, about 2.5 seconds quicker there. But it's going to be a tough track. I mean, add in all the people that are going to be on the circuit at the same time. I mean, we're looking at 29, I think, drivers on circuit. It's a very small circuit, minute 20 seconds, only 2 miles, and you know, like we said, with the walls so close to the track, I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks here tonight. Els, what do you think?
I mean, fireworks is probably accurate in the statement, but I think once again, KCRL is a great league. We got Dakota Knapp running race control. Everybody knows what not to do and how to behave in this league. It's a good behaving league so far. And with the street circuit, everybody knows we're gonna have to take it easy on the first couple laps. So I imagine we do that. So definitely wanna say that.
Sure. Yeah, no, the KCRL guys and everyone that's been joining the league, huge congrats to their league, by the way. Just absolutely growing every week. I get a message from Dakota about one or two or three new drivers. So really awesome to see that. And they are pretty high quality drivers overall. So yeah, definitely not trying to say that it's going to be the drivers that are having a problem. I just think with there being so few areas to get around an incident, I think that's going to be something that we might see rear its head here, and we'll see if that kind of black flag or red flag is needed. So we see Kelly McQueen's really the only car on track right now, is everyone kind of already put in their times. 15-minute solo qualifying, but with only a minute and 20-second lap. If you're just cruising slow, everyone already put in their laps. So we're just gonna stay here with Kelly for a little while here. We'll jump onto the roll bar. As you saw the onboard that we guided you through, a lot of blind corners here. I think it's going to be tough. I think the drivers for KCRL are going to do what they always do, which is have some awesome racing, but look how narrow this gets here. I mean, that's crazy, especially at full speed. It's going to be interesting. I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Definitely in for a good one, TJ. I imagine we're going to see maybe the what's it called? The caution come out, and we're going to have a pace lap. I imagine so, but let's hope for not. I know I was just saying we're well behaved, but I think just looking at it, it just might just be inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we do have a safety car available in this series. So far we're at round 4, and we have not seen one because it is very specific circumstances. You're going to have 2 cars that are involved in an incident and both tow at the same time. So far, that hasn't happened. So early last season, they were the GTE cars. We did see quite a few safety cars, but it was always, the first lap or so. So Dakota amended that for the first and last 10 minutes of the race. No safety cars. So that way people can... Well, at the end of the race, they can race to the finish, and in the beginning of the race, we can get a little bit of breathing room before going essentially into another lap 1 situation with a safety car. So, should be really interesting to see if that comes up today. No tire changes. As a reminder, no tire changes. Oh, I actually just remembered, with live race control comes penalties. Let me go ahead and read off some of those penalties that we have for this week. So a qualifying ban for Ash Harper and Brian Benjamin, and then a qualifying ban and starting from the pits this round for Dion Fallow, Zachary Lewis, Joe Harkness, Colton Wheat, Jeremiah Sodden, Mike Shimak, and Calvin Wolf. So everything is reviewed by the race control, which is Dakota Knapp, Linda Barkley, Brett Marshall, and then penalties are assessed sometimes after the race. So all really unique stuff. If you're watching this and you're not part of the league and you're looking for a good solid league to join, check out the Discord link in the description. Really, really awesome. This is our second season with KCRL. It's been exciting, and just like I said, with the added live race control, you don't get that in many leagues at all. It is so cool. It's so enjoyable. And like I said, during the race, we'll get comms. Els will hear comms from race control that will explain situations that are happening on track. So really, really unique stuff.
I am listening in, TJ, and I'm curious. It's 2 cars in the same incident that causes the pace car to come out, correct? Or safety car?
Yeah, so 2 cars have to be involved in the same incident, and they both have to tow. So at least 2 cars.
Right. We'll see what's gonna happen, man. I'm curious because I know these guys are gonna do well in the first couple laps, but it's an inevitability with the walls.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what the track situation is right now. Actually, relatively cool. A 69-degree ambient temperature and 72-degree track temperature. That is quite cool for Southern Australia. And for, you know, I'm used to driving in Bathurst. It's almost always really hot there. So might not be as much of an issue as we thought here as qualifying ticks over. And we're going to bring up our results now. So, for round 4 of the Tuesday night main event, KCRL GT3 Pro-Am World Tour, Drake Smith back on pole again in Heartland Autosport with 117.563. Aiden Anna Tafong is second place. David Barkley, third place. Sam Cerno, fourth place. Fifth place is Jacob Maganowski. Andrew Lanning is sixth place. Jake Van Hees, seventh place. Amber Dodenbog is eighth place. And Blaze Scheid is ninth place for your pro. And then moving on to the AM class. You can see the AM class significantly larger than the pro class. Kyle P. McDonald is first place with a 118.752. Mike Pico, second place. Third place, Brad Jorgensen. Dennis Daniels, fourth place. Benjamin Gallant, fifth place. Brian Froh, sixth place. Jacob Winslow, seventh place. Glenn Pino, eighth. Ninth is Kelly McQueen, the fourth. Franklin Edwards, 10th place. 11th place, Joshua Jordan. 12th place, Leon Hitchens. 13th, Michael Brockert. 14th, Colton Wheat. 15th, Calvin Wolf, Jeremiah Sodden, Joe Harkness, and Ash Harper. They all had that qualifying ban and start from the pits, so they are all starting there. You can see the no time on the right-hand side there. Oh, boy, here we go. Let's jump over to the cars here. And we're going to have a full safety car lap, parade lap. This is not a huge circuit, so I don't think that's going to really take that much time. But we will see how these guys manage their way around the course for the first time. As I said, relatively cool. I mean, the temperature did jump up a little bit from the qualifying to the race session, but only 2 degrees, so 74-degree track temperature, not very hot. So hopefully that helps these cars manage their tires a little bit better. So Aiden, who is on the front row with... Actually, I don't see Aiden. Yeah, I think Aiden is starting from the pits here as Sam Cerno jumps up into the second place position there. I was going to say Aiden is a new ad, so is Amber in the pro class. And so is Sam, actually.
Sam Sereno is, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Sereno, first race so far this season in the Kansas City Racing League, so hope to see some good stuff from him. Drake Smith, previous champion from last season, season 9, always quick, so we'll see if anyone can really push him at this track. David Barkley and Andrew Lanning also incredibly quick, so we'll see what happens here. Just a head up to our viewers, if you see the red wing end plates and mirrors, that is a pro class driver. And then we'll jump back. You can see all our AM class drivers have the blue on them. The blue or bluish, like aqua colored wing end plates and mirrors. Everyone trying to get temperatures into their tires. I think turn 1 and 2 is going to be a heck of a squeeze, it being a chicane. So we'll see what happens as they make their way through that for the first time. Blimp cam's not going to really help us because there's so many trees on this circuit. Heading towards the end of that long back straightaway. This is turn 9 that they're going through just now. Also, you know, Els, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was doing my onboard guided lap, I didn't actually see where pit entry is, so hopefully everyone else knows where it's at. They got their practice in. I'm not entirely sure where it's at located on this track.
I honestly don't know either, TJ. I've only been around the track maybe twice, just to understand it. And
it's right there. So it's right before the final corner as you see the pace car diving in. Now Drake Smith now has the con, so when he goes, everyone goes. This is round 4, season 10 of the Kansas City Racing League. Drake is away. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Adelaide. David Barkley gets a great start. Let's jump back here to these guys going through the chicane for the first time. Oh, Sam Cierno goes a bit wide, gets in off track. Oh, goodness gracious. Got Mike Pico. First place in the AM class right now. Hold on as everyone kind of goes single file here. I'm not seeing any incidents on the log, and as soon as I say that, Aiden has a crash. Literally, as soon as I finish saying that, we will jump to see what happened there after the first lap is done, as we're already on that back straight. Look at that. You see all these cars here? Just single file. Not really that many places you can go here.
We're seeing somebody on the inside there.
That's Amber Doggenbog. 6th place in the AM class or 6th place in the Pro class right now. Let's bring up that battle box. All right, so we got some pros and AMs kind of mixed together right now. 2 separate races happening at the same time. So if the AM class is able to pass, oh goodness, I just saw the Mustang get a little wide there. I think that's Jacob Winslow. Yeah, Jacob Winslow was fishtailing out of that final corner. Oh, see a whole bunch of smoke there. Andrew Lanning crashed. So let's see what happened with that. Going into lap 2 here, Andrew Lanning. Oh no!
Oh.
That is unfortunate for Andrew. We know he's a relatively quick driver as well, from last season and earlier this season. I wonder with all the cars probably having high downforce setups, does the draft actually make a difference going down this long backstretch?
Well, I imagine that you're getting to the top of 5th, at least. And that's at least 140 miles an hour. So possibly.
So Jake Van Hees got around Kyle McDonald. So he is now trying to get up to Amber, who is up ahead of him in another Mustang. So this is for 5th and 6th in the Pro class. We'll see what happened with Leon Hitchens earlier here as these guys go through that first chicane. We're already on lap 3, 3 minutes in, and we're already on lap 3. So very quick lap time around here. Let's see what happened with Leon Hitchens. Going side by side. Oh,
Ooh.
Goodness. So that was Leon and Kelly McQueen. Oh,
and a
goodness.
third as well.
Let's see what happened with Kelly McQueen if... Nope. Not seeing what happened there with Kelly.
Oh, there's a spin.
Oh, there's the spin. There it is. All right, so cold tires catching a couple drivers out. Real quick, we actually missed Brad Jorgensen. He is crashed. He's the leader of the AM class right now in standings. See what happened with him real quick. It's Brad Jorgensen in the Mercedes. I wouldn't really call that
overslowed.
I wouldn't call that a crash. Just just want to point out that David Barkley just overtook Jacob Maganowski. I was going to show you guys how Jacob overtook David for second place, but David takes it back. Drake Smith now 3 1/4 seconds ahead of these two for the overall lead of the race. Looks like Jacob and David are duking it out for second place right now. Yeah, just shout out to Dakota in our chat tonight saying so many cars on track for this track. We got our work cut out for us tonight in race control. I would have to agree, as we've already seen a number of drivers get caught out, but thankfully nobody really blocking the circuit and causing kind of the domino effect that we were kind of warned about from race control. All right, so as these, TJ, I was going to say, as these two are driving, this is how Jacob passed David for second place earlier. So he took him up the inside. Not entirely sure which corner that is. It's one of the 90s, so probably turn 4. But that's how he did it. And but David got back. What were you going to say, Els?
No, I just wanted to talk about our pole sitter and champion, Drake Smith. I don't think we've talked about him a lot. He's actually a Kansas City native, 2.5 years on iRacing, and he's owned a Mustang in the past, a 2019 Mustang. So that explains the loyalty. So shout out to him for putting on a show every time he gets into the car at KCRL.
Yeah, absolutely. He was also the winner of the Wounded Warrior Project charity race that Odyssey Motorsports TV put on. A heck of a race between him and the top 3. Everyone said they had a ton of fun. We do have news about a upcoming charity race that we will be announcing very, very soon. So everyone keep your ears to the ground for that. We will make sure that is promoted accordingly. But yeah, Drake Smith, absolutely phenomenal driver. We've seen so many last second passes for the win from him. Just a heck of a driver overall, and he's just so consistent too.
Very consistent.
Yeah, we're gonna jump.
I haven't seen him make a mistake.
Yeah, we're gonna jump back to Joshua Jordan. So this train of cars here. So we got Blaze Scheid leading the way, or no, Franklin Edwards leading the way. Joshua Jordan, Kelly McQueen, and Colton Wheat. All 3 of these drivers here duking out. This is a battle for 7th in class. Let's jump back a little bit as Kelly McQueen gets past on the outside there. Going into turn 4. Trying to fight back. Oh no, who was that? I think that was...
Looks like Jeremiah Sawden, maybe? I see a yellow flag.
I think that was Brian Froh. Let's see what happened with Brian here. So Brian had a self-spin. Oh, unfortunately, I went away at the wrong time. Oh, he's got serious. Look at that back driver's side rear tire, or passenger side rear tire. He is struggling just to get back to the pit.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit for that one. Tough circuit.
It is a tough circuit, unforgiving circuit with the walls so close. Oh, goodness, a little bit of... Is that Colton Wheat? Yeah, Colton Wheat and Franklin Edwards duking it out here. Now Joe Harkness trying to get by as well. We got multiple cars in this pack with damage here, so not sure exactly how much. Is that Franklin Edwards or Aiden? I think
wow.
Aiden, yeah, Aiden going by in the Lamborghini there. Now Aiden in the pro class, so he is not racing these guys for position. That's why you might see on the battle box there, you see Colton Wheat in 8, Joe Harkins is 9, and Aiden also in 8. That's because he's in the pro class, different class.
trying to make his way through.
We got a whole bunch of stuff going on with these guys just ahead of them. Colton, Joshua, and Joe all kind of duking it out here for the battle for, you know, 7th. Oh, goodness. Colton's going to get a good drive on the inside up. Now he's going to tuck back behind here as we head down the front straight into the first chicane. Let's see what he does here. Oh, side by side.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, they're not going to go 3 wide, are they? Yes, they are. So that's Aiden. Or no, sorry, not Aiden. Oh my God, these guys are going back and forth. A little bit of paint rubbing there.
I think that's Joe Harkness.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Gets into the back of him there. Yeah, all 3 of the cars touching, probably. It wasn't Kelly McQueen. I'm trying to see if that was Joe Harkness. Yep, that was Joe Harkness who got turned around as we were watching. It's unfortunate for him. He already had damage on his car as well. So we're going to jump up to Amber in the pro class as Amber trying to take a look on Sam Cerno. It's a battle for 4th in the pro class.
Shout out Sam Cerno, rocking the Odyssey livery, looking rather spiffy.
Absolutely, that Mercedes looking pretty fresh on the track right now. So he's holding on to 4th right now. Hard charge from Amber. Again, Amber's first race so far in the Kansas City Racing League this season in the Tuesday night main event. Seeing Kelly McQueen had another incident and has jumped to the pit. We're going to jump up to David Barkley as he has been passed by Jacob again. So let's go see if we can find where that happened. We were watching that gaggle of cars in the AM class. All right, so this is how it happened. Sorry, I'm trying to... I just found the one where David passed Jacob here. That's Brian Fro, the Nerdy Chimera, as you see in the foreground of your screen, going in front of them. Excuse me.
Now, TJ, I'm getting some race comms that number 112 drive-through penalty for incident with responsibility with 122. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what numbers those are.
Yeah, that's Joe Harkness and Colton Wheaton. That was that incident that we saw.
Also, 101 post-race 15-second penalty for incident with 135. Also, Ash Harper drive-through penalty for incident with Leon Hitchens. So a lot going on in race control.
Absolutely. And we're still hot on the tail of Sam Cerno. It's just, unless you dive, I mean, as a driver, unless you dive somebody, how do you get a pass?
How do you pass? Yeah. How do you pass? Especially since every corner, I mean, if you think about it, the Australians love to do that, don't they?
They really do. They really like to have the walls right up on the edge of the circuit. Seeing Franklin Edwards had an incident. We'll keep an eye on these guys real quick as they are very, very close to each other.
Now, it looks like Amber is up 3 positions. Am I correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So Amber doing very well. Colin Maxwell, we'll take a look at him real quick in the AM class. He is up 10 positions. Quite a bit of damage to his Porsche in the front, but still up 10 positions. That's absolutely fantastic. You can see on the right side of the scoring tower, you can see all the positions gained and lost. Middle part of that AM class, a lot of green numbers there. So back to Amber. We're going to see what happened with Franklin Edwards, as that is actually Franklin Edwards that these two, Sam and Amber, are going by. So Franklin lapped after having that incident. So that incident was this. So let's see what it was. All right, so heading... Oh!
That didn't look good at all.
Oh, hold the brakes, hold the brakes. Well, that explains why so far back there. What a horrible spot to go around, too. Blind hairpin onto the front straight. Oh, goodness, Brian Froh off there. Right in front of these guys here. See what happened with Brian. So took his fast repair. Oh, just went in way too quick, right into the barrier. We're going to jump back real quick to Colin Maxwell, who, as we said, is up 10 positions. Missing a big portion of that front bumper, but he is right on the back of Michael Brockert, trying to get into 8th position in the AM class here. Is that a... Mills, can you tell? Is that a baboon or something, or on the side of his car? Let's take a look as they go by here. I think it is. Interesting choice for livery there.
I can't tell. It's really fast.
Oh, as he takes a look up at the inside on Michael Brockert. That is turn 4.
Move.
Great move. So right behind, Calvin Wolf also on the hunt to get by Michael Brockert. Right now in the top 10 of the AM class.
Now, TJ, I think this circuit is interesting because it kind of neutralizes and balances all the cars even more because it's so short. I mean, There's no power differences, no weight differences. Usually on a short track like this, it's not going to make much of a difference.
That's true. That's very true. So this is the battle for first place in the AM class. Mike Pico absolutely thrashing his Ferrari around the circuit to try to get past Kyle McDonald in the Mustang ahead. And then right behind him, Benjamin Gallant and Brad Jorgensen hot on their heels there. So this is for the, the entire podium essentially for the AM class. Brad at the tail end of this train, but I mean, we're talking less than a second between all three of these cars here, so anything is possible. One small mistake, as we've seen, and damn, free position. And I would say even more so than usual with this track being so short, if you battle somebody and there's somebody else behind you. So if 3 cars, the top 2 are battling each other, that third car is going to get a huge advantage because of how tight this circuit is. So Amber has, once again, now that these guys have spread out a little bit, Amber right back on Sam Cerno again. That gap was up to almost a full second just a lap or so ago. Oh man, that Mustang sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie.
American VA.
I'm on board with Amber, taking the fight to Sam Cerno in the Mercedes ahead. It's a fight for 4th place in the Pro class. And just coming up to 20 minutes into the session, just under the halfway point. We might start seeing our leaders dive into the pits here for their fuel stop here shortly. Still nose to tail. Amber keeping it within a half second of Sam. Meanwhile, oh, Brad Jorgensen and Michael Pico get it in, having some things happening back in the AM class. So we saw some things. So Benjamin Gallant and Mike Pico crash. So let's see what happened with that. That's that first chicane. So this is turn 3 here. Coming up to turn 4. What happens? Oh!
Oh!
So that's Mike off on the side there. Benjamin getting into the rear of him.
Now, TJ, I'm getting comms that Benjamin Gallant has been black flagged.
Yep, so that would explain kind of what happened there with what we just saw on screen. Now Benjamin getting into the back of Mike in a podium fight there. Under braking, so I think Benjamin just tried to cut back to get a better line out of that turn, but did not slow down time. Ended up getting into the back of Mike. Unfortunate for both of them. Amber once again. I mean, I'm seeing this interval drop down to under a quarter second occasionally. Really putting the heat to Sam here. On board with Sam Cerno with Amber directly behind on that long back straight into turn 9. You see that gap just kind of dissipate on every hard braking zone as the accordion effect happens. While that's going on, let's jump down to Colton Wheat, who is once again going after Michael Bruckert. Again, where do you pass? I mean, flashing the lights from Colton here, getting probably a little impatient behind Michael. But where do you pass? I mean, you have to find somewhere. And with the track being so narrow, yeah, you got to stick your nose in. Here we go. Colton takes the dive into turn 9 at the end of the straight there and gets a position up into 9th place in the AM class here. Meanwhile, just ahead of him is Colin Maxwell. He's going up the inside. Oh, that was a back marker, I think, a Leon Hitchens. Yeah.
Colin Maxwell now up 13 positions. What a performance.
Absolutely. You got to wonder what happened on his qualifying because he clearly has race pace. Up into 6th position for him. Heck of a run. Oh, goodness. Okay. Sorry. So Jacob Maganowski has jumped into the pit lane. We are just over halfway. So Jacob, being one of the first front runners in that pro class to go in for his fuel stop. Now that's the thing here with Colin Maxwell. If he hasn't gone in the pits yet, which I don't think he has based on his current position, he gets one free fast repair. So that damage to the front end of the car, when he gets his fuel change, he will be able to have a nice, clean, brand new car out there Same tires, but all damage fixed after his fuel stop. So that might be able to show his true pace here. Again, with the speeds not getting incredibly high around this circuit. I'm not sure how much downforce he's losing and how much that's affecting him. Clearly has really good race control. Up now 14 positions as a couple people jump into the pits. Amber, once again, Amber back on the gearbox of Sam Cyrano here. See if we can put up the pit lap real quick. So I saw Amber. Oh no, that was Jacob. That's right. So Jacob, the first of the front runners to do a fuel stop on lap 18. And Benjamin Gallant did a drive-through on lap 17. That was that race control conversation that we heard. Going to jump back to Glenn Pino, side by side with Jacob Winslow. This is for the final podium position in the AM class. Glenn's going to get overtaken by Jacob going into that first corner. Dueling
Solid
Mustangs
move.
here. Solid move into that first corner. As the racing line for that corner is just threading the needle, trying to straighten out that chicane as much as possible.
It's very satisfying when you get it right, but when you don't, there's a wall.
On both sides.
And in front as well.
Oh no, I'm seeing Mike Pico crash again. Looks like Amber. Okay, I saw Amber got by Sam Cyrano, but that is because Sam and the rest of the front runners, Drake Smith included, here in for their fuel stop. So David Barkley is going to inherit the lead here. Let's see what happens if David pits later, a lap or two later, or if he pits immediately after, where he's going to come out. So we'll keep an eye on David. Let's see, David is going out of turn 7 right now. See what happens with him. I think Drake was a good 8-9 seconds ahead. So Drake comes back out in third place. And we'll see what happens with Amber as well with Sam, as might see some undercuts happening here. So we'll start with David. See if he dives in. No, he's going to go another lap. So we'll see what happens with Amber here. See if... Nope, another lap. Jake Van Hees currently in 6th. See, Jake is already stopped for his fuel on lap 20 with that front group. All right, jumping back to Colton Wheat here. Right on the back of Calvin Wolf. This is a fight for 4th. Just keeping an eye, Els, on the event log to see when David or Amber jump into the pits for their fuel stop, so we can see where they come out in comparison to both Sam Cyrano and Drake Smith. So Colton dives into the pit lane. It's Benjamin Gallant. I'll run here now. David Barkley and Amber now in the pit lane. As you can see here. See where Drake Smith is. Oh, look at that. He's already well ahead. But we're going to jump over to Sam Cyrano to see what happens when Amber comes out. Sam coming through that final sector, heading up to the hairpin. Let's see where he comes out, or where Amber comes out compared to him now. Amber already on pit exit, so you can see Amber there exiting. I think Amber's going to get the position here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that, really.
Yeah, so not entirely sure if... ooh, going a little wide there. So now Sam right on the back of Amber. So Amber going to have to adjust to the car being full of fuel once again. It's going to handle slightly differently, not going to want to turn. Just a head up, you see Jake Van Hees right behind Sam as well. So this is, 3 cars within a second of one another, all fighting to get into that front 4th position here. And Sam Cerno in a Mustang sandwich here in 5th position right now. Coming up on the 31st minute of this 45-minute session, so under 15 minutes remaining. I'm going to guess that's about 12 or 13 laps at sub 120 lap. Looks like Amber has come to grips with the new weight for the Mustang, but gets an off track right there, so got to be careful. Still hasn't served that slowdown. As you can see, Sam right on the rear bumper.
Oh, it's got to be close at this point.
Got to be close.
Black flag.
Sam's going around the outside, touches the wall. He's going to get the position, but is Jake Van Hees going to be able to as well? He's fighting. That had to be close there. Still duking it out is Jake on Amber. Some Mustang on Mustang action here. And I think Amber's able to get back in the groove here, because that was really close. A little bit of contact with the wall from Sam, was able to kind of just skid off the side of it, and not hopefully not too much damage for him as he's starting to pull away from these two. But Jake Van Hees trying to be the opportunist and get into 5th position from Amber having that slowdown. Really close.
Now, TJ, I am feeling a little hurt because I spent a lot of time painting his car. I'm sure it's putting on a performance nonetheless. So shout out to him in the Odyssey Motorsport Mercedes, putting in work, scraping up the paint. Let's go.
Hey, just wanted to leave a souvenir for the race fans down in Australia. Let's see if Ash Harper, a back marker, causes a problem from Sam. He goes up the inside. Ash not fighting at all.
And TJ, I'm getting race comms. Glenn Pino, 15-second post-race penalty with the incident with Michael Brockert. I think I said that correctly. Brokert.
All right. Well, like we had at the beginning of this, the pre-race, we'll read off the penalties that are going to be assessed next round before the race starts. But we'll add that into the list here. So Amber trying to get past Ash Harper as goes up the inside into this corner here. Again, Ash, lapped car, not fighting back. Oh, gosh! It's Jake Van Hees kind of got cut off there. Yep, you see him flashing the lights there. But again, with this being a back marker on the circuit, not a lot of places to kind of get out of the way. As you see him being a little more deliberate there, just jumps out of the way. All part of racing, though. You got to get through the back markers.
Now, I also want to shout out Jake Van Hees, a Detroit native himself, 5 years on iRacing, very good driver. And he says the Mustang is OP. He represents DTM. That's his livery, excuse me. And his fun fact is that he's faster than Jeffrey Davis.
Ooh. Them's fighting words. So hopefully at our next charity race, we will see them both go at it in equal machinery. And we'll be able to settle that on the track for once and for all. Oh, I'm seeing Calvin Wolf had an incident. Let's see what happened with that. This is going into that chicane at the end of the start-finish straight. Oh, just a little bit too much curbing there. Good, held the brakes. That was close. That gets back going in that McLaren. So Amber has now closed the gap on Sam. That's Joshua Jordan ahead in 12th place in the AM class. So different class and also lapped. So we'll see if we have another situation where, like we had with Ash Harper, where is the best place to overtake here, as Sam's going to get it done here into turn 9. Now Amber's going to try to find the best place to get by. Heading up towards that final hairpin onto the start-finish straight. Ooh! Little bit of contact there. Oh, Amber's going to get held up here, and you can see the gap to Sam is just getting bigger and bigger, and you're probably going to see Jake Van Hees, who's coming up behind, close his gap. Oh, goodness. Joshua Jordan, he just goes straight off there. So Kyle McDonald, second place. Brad Jorgensen, first place. So after the pit stop shakeup for the AM class, Brad Jorgensen leading so far. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the session. Kyle McDonald, second. Glenn Pino, third. Benjamin Gallant, fourth. Colton Wheaton, fifth in the AM class. And didn't you say that, was that Glenn Pino that had a penalty? Trying to remember, Ellis.
Yes, Glenn Peno has a 15-second post-race penalty for incident with Michael Brockert.
Right.
I can't say that correctly. At least I don't know.
Okay, that would mean Benjamin Gallant is, he also probably has, I think he already served a drive-through, right? For that incident we saw earlier in the session. So
I am not 100% sure on that. Don't want to give wrong information.
Fair enough, but if it's a 15-second penalty, that's going to drop Glenn out of third place into fourth, and Ben would be in third for the final podium position in the AM class, if that is the case, with him only being 3.2 seconds behind Glenn at this point in time.
Also, TJ, the post-race penalties are for this race, 15 seconds added to their time, the final time.
Right.
Is that how that works?
If it's added to the, I mean, that's the way that I've understood that to be.
Okay, I was thinking it would affect the next race, but that does also make sense. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, as you know, as we said, Dakota Knapp, the league rules are very well communicated, but they do change. Not necessarily on a week-by-week basis, but I would say every couple races, a couple housekeeping updates to the rules, maybe even track-specific. So I don't remember seeing any or hearing any time penalties before this, as we see David Barkley here coming up on Colin Maxwell. David, second place in the pro class right now. Drake Smith, a good 18.5 seconds up the road. But Jacob Maganowski right behind him, so he's going to want to get by quickly as you see David go ahead and head forward. Oh, goodness. See Michael Brockert, Aiden, and Franklin Edwards all had an incident. So let's see what happened with that. So Michael Brockert. It's chicane after the start finish. Oh, just braked a little too late there. And then Aiden and Franklin.
Now, TJ, I'm getting race comms from the chief steward himself that the 15-second time penalty will be up. Oh, I'm reading. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead. 15-second time penalty will be what?
It will be applied to the race result as you described.
That is very unfortunate.
And the positions will be adjusted accordingly.
So I think that was Franklin Edwards just getting onto the curbing there. And unfortunately, Aiden being an innocent bystander and getting caught up in that.
I'm also getting YouTube chat comms that Jeffrey Davis is not faster, or that Jeffrey Davis is faster, excuse me, than Jake Van Hees, and he needs to get his I rating up. Apparently, there is a rivalry going on here.
Like I said, we are very close to announcing that next charity race event that we'll have, and you guys are more than welcome. Both Jake and Jeffrey are both welcome to show up to that and duke it out on track for bragging rights. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, apparently this rule has been all season. We just haven't used it yet, he says.
Oh,
Chief Stewart says.
Yep, Jacob Maganowski, he just crashed. He was in third place. That's going to elevate Sam Cerno up. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to see Jacob's crash here. So Jacob going into that chicane.
Ooh, real hot.
Yep, real hot. Just going to get that inside curbing, and around it goes. And he jumped to the pit lane. So now, Sam Cerno now in third place in the pro class with Amber in hot pursuit, but looks like, oh goodness, Jacob Winslow looking up the inside there. Jacob in a different class and a lap down. So not sure if there was some sort of issue with Amber. Either a slowdown or maybe some bad corner or something like that, that they were so right on top of him. But sort of spreading out now. So Jake Van Hees gets around Kelly McQueen to try to keep up with this fight for third in the pro class. We're going to jump over to Benjamin Gallant. He's now within a half second of Glenn Pino for third place in the AM class here. As we got probably 2 or 3 laps left. We're at 43.5 minutes into this 45-minute session. Oh. The Glenn just went very wide. So now Benjamin up into third place in the AM class. So that is the final podium position for the AM class. Not sure what happened with Glenn there, as he just looks like he might have braked a little bit late and went wide. So we got to jump back up to Amber. And Sam, as they've been, back and forth, gap-wise all race, we're now down into the last... it's got to be the last lap or two. That's a white flag is waving. This is the final lap, so let's see if Amber has something up her sleeve. to get by Sam to try to take third place in the pro class here.
They've been battling all race.
They only got one more 90-degree right-hander, and then it's onto that back straight. We're going to stay with them as Drake Smith gets ready to go around the final hairpin to take the checker flag and the win. Through the kink, up to the hairpin. Let's see what happens. We takes a look up on the inside. Amber not able to get it done, but still a few more corners left, and a back marker of Colin Maxwell. How will that play into this? One corner left here. David Barkley takes second place. Oh! Not enough time. Amber's going to come in fourth, with Sam coming in third in the pro class. Great duel from them. Oh, we got... Okay. All right. I'm seeing all these crashes, and these are post start finish line crashes that we're seeing. So Aiden coming in sixth place in the pro class. He is finishing up his race. Blaze Scheid right behind him in the Ferrari. Seems to be the last one on his final lap here. And that is going to do it for round 4 here. As he crosses the line, we should get our race results here.
Also, TJ, just before then, I don't know if you can make the correction now, but it looks like Ben Gallant is actually supposed to be in the pro class. It was not communicated.
Gotcha.
But communicated now, and we have a drive-through penalty for Glenn Pino for the incident with Benjamin Gallant. So, couple of things there.
All right, let me see if I can change that really fast, just so we can see where he was. So Benjamin Gallant here. I can change that really fast. We'll get a better idea of the race results. Pro class. He's not showing up on that, but this is going to be the results here for round 4 at Adelaide of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event, GT3 Pro Am World Tour. Drake Smith walking away with the victory here. Oh, you know what? That's the qualifying thing. Let's go to the race here. Drake Smith still walking away with the win, 19, almost 20 seconds ahead. David Barkley, second place. Sam Cierno fighting off Amber. Don Bod for third place. Amber in fourth. Jake Van Hees close behind in fifth. Aiden Anatapong, sixth. Blaze Scheid, seventh. Jacob Magowski is eighth. And ninth place, Andrew Lanning. Jumping over to the AM class, we have Brad Jorgensen in first place. Second place, Kyle McDonald. Glenn Pino, third place. Benjamin Gallant is in the pro class, so he would have finished in fourth place in the AM class, but fifth place, Colt Wheaton. Sixth place, Joe Harkness. Seventh place, Colin Maxwell. Jacob Winslow is eighth place. Ninth place, Jeremiah Sodden. 10th place, Calvin Wolf. Ash Harper is 11th place. Kelly McQueen, the fourth in the 12th place. 13th place, Franklin Edwards. 14th place, Michael Brockert. 15th, Joshua Jordan. Leon Hitchens, 16th. Mike Pico, 17th. Brian Froh is 18th. I think that is everyone in the class. No, Dennis Daniel, 19th, and Kyle Hale in 20th. So, kind of a heck of a race here.
Absolutely, TJ. Heck of a race is an understatement.
So let's go ahead and take a look. We got multiple people in the waiting for interview booth. And we're going to start off with Drake Smith, our pro leader. and pro winner for tonight. Drake, congratulations on another win from pole. Difficult circuit here at Adelaide, but you seem to make it look easy. How was it for you out there tonight?
Definitely very difficult. Qualifying was huge. I was really just hoping that I wouldn't mess that up so I could hopefully start in the front and not have to worry about too much of the first lap shenanigans if they were to happen. But yeah, it was definitely one of the more difficult tracks.
Yep. So with the walls being so close, we saw a number of incidents where if you you braked just a little bit too late, you were into the wall or you went wide. Especially that I would say the chicane, the curbing on the chicane in the first chicane caught a number of drivers out. Did you have no problems with that there?
Oh, I definitely did have problems with that. In practice, I definitely got spun around more than a few times. But I just tried to get to a level where I can drive pretty quickly, but be conservative as well. So that's what got me to the finish line is being conservative. Driving at about 90-ish% the whole time. Raw pace is not going to get you to the line on this track for sure.
Yeah, well, once again, like I said, you made it look very easy, very difficult circuit. A lot of cars on track for such a small circuit as well.
Yep.
30 drivers. Heck of a traffic jam, especially when you start going through the back markers. But once again, you were up there in the front, and again, you made it look easy. So huge congratulations on your win. Any shout outs you have for tonight?
None in particular. Just thanks as always for being a part of this league and providing the broadcast. It's always been a pleasure so far.
All right. Well, yeah, I imagine it would be. You guys just keep taking home the silverware. So congrats again. Looking forward to next week. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Drake Smith, our pro winner and leader of the pro class in the championship standings. We're going to bring in our second place finisher, David Barkley. Els, take it away.
David Barkley, how are we doing?
Hey.
Second place.
What's
Congratulations. How was that race for you tonight?
Wild. The traffic was absolutely crazy. Of course, I knew it was going to be like that going into it. Of course, I did not think I would be qualifying in the top 5, so that was a pleasant surprise. So that I think that helped get me a little out of the mess on the first 2 laps or so.
Okay, and what part of the track was really the part that was like, come on now?
So I had 2 slowdowns in the race, and it's that first little chicane. You got to hit it just right to not get a slowdown and to go fast. And I'm going to say that was the tough one all race long because I was either too conservative or I got a slowdown.
See that. And were you able to deal with the tire wear throughout this entire race? Was the heat too much, or was the temperature just enough for the one tire or for the no tire change, or was it just like hell?
So I like to fuel save on my first stint. So I try to treat the tires very nicely. And so it wasn't too bad. I mean, sure, the tires were losing grip, after the pit stop. But it could have been a whole lot worse if I would have drove harder on the first stint.
Copy that. Now, did you have any shout outs?
Oh gosh. I'm just gonna shout out Dakota and Linda for race control. I'm sure they were busy tonight. And of course, I got a shout out to DLB Precision.
Absolutely. And congratulations once again on your podium finish. You have a wonderful night.
Thanks, man. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, that was Dave Barkley, second place finisher there. As we are starting to hear that, as we saw on track, that first chicane was difficult for these drivers. We're going to bring in Sam Cerno, third place finisher in the pro class. Sam, congratulations on your podium. First race in this league this season so far, starting it off with a podium finish. We were watching you and Amber kind of duke it out and get through that traffic towards the end there. Heck of a race for you. How was it for you out there?
Yeah, man, awesome. Like, thanks for having me, obviously. Appreciate you guys at Odyssey doing the broadcast here. Good to be part of a cool group of racers. And yeah, I mean, we were pretty much wheel to wheel for the whole time. Got a big Mustang on my butt the whole time. Definitely not the most fun thing, but, you know, keeps me on my toes. Make sure I'm in the track limits and not hitting the walls and everything. But yeah, really cool race.
Now, you mentioned not hitting the walls there, so we were actually following you at one point where you're rocking the Odyssey livery, which we appreciate that, and it looks great. And you know, we saw you touch the wall there, going around one of the back markers on that long back straight there, but you managed to keep it pointed in the right direction. What was the toughest part on the track for you tonight? That just, you know, that point that just kept rearing its head as, man, this is difficult, man, the car doesn't want to behave going through there.
Yeah, turn one. That's got to be the big one. I feel like I had at least like 8 track cuts turn one. Just like, yeah, just had to bleed out the track cut going into the next chicane there. But yeah, every single time it's like, how much do you want to let off? Like, how much race pace are you willing to give for turn one to not get a track cut? And then, yeah, just like trusting the car pretty much. But the Mercedes felt good, and glad to rock the Odyssey livery, represent the team.
All right, well, do you have any shout outs that you have that you want to give out tonight?
Definitely shout out to my boy Jake for inviting me to the league. Really appreciate him. He's an awesome guy. Great racing with him and endurance events and everything. And he was really cool, kind of being 2 positions back there. So yeah, good racing with him.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and congratulations on starting off your Kansas City racing tenure with a podium. And we'll see you next week at Monza.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Now, jumping over to the AM standings. So, seeing Brad Jorgensen did eventually jump into the waiting for interview. So, Els, I'm going to bring in Brad, first place in the AM class, and you can take it away.
Brad Jorgensen, congratulations on your AM class win. How are we doing tonight? How was that race?
Doing well, Lesean. Thank you for asking. It was a tough race. I'll tell you what, man. I'm exhausted from it. I'm sweating. I'm tired. I had to lock in. It was a tough one tonight.
Definitely. We saw a lot of traffic. We saw a lot of wall taps. Did you get into the wall at all? Maybe a little scrape?
I did not. I think early on, I think it was lap 2 or 3, I got behind someone after the straight where you've got the right-hander and then you've got the hard right hand turn, and I thought I was still on that, gentle right-hander that you take flat out. Clearly I wasn't, and I cooked that hard, but thankfully I didn't lose any positions or cause any mistakes for anyone else. But other than that, no, I kept it clean. I really wanted to focus on getting to the end because I know how technical this track is, and just a momentary slip would result in me getting to the wall or potentially spinning. And I think you saw that with the number of folks that had cautions or wrecked their cars at different points throughout the race, and really wanted to focus on just being consistent, running the same lap time, lap after lap. And I think I pretty much did that. So really didn't want to take it to the limit just because I knew how punishing it would be, and did my best to stay out of the wall.
Absolutely not. The tire wear, that's a question that I have for every driver. I know we don't get any tire changes. Did the tire wear come into play in the last couple bit of the race?
It did, yes. So I think I did do a decent job earlier on. So I fuel saved very hard in the first stint. I was able to go, I think, 1 to 2 laps further than most other folks. And by virtue of doing that, I probably also extended the life of my tires as well. But the last 2 laps, I was definitely struggling. And partially probably because I just wanted to get to the finish line. But grip was at a premium for those last 2 or 3 laps, and certainly was not having fun. I went from being free and easy to starting to white knuckle it. I was watching Kyle, my relative, catching me in the last 2 laps and trying to figure out, all right, what do I need to do to get it home, but not compromise the car as well.
I hear you. Now, did you have any shout outs and anybody you wanted to show some love to for
Yeah,
your win tonight?
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely want to thank, a lot of the guys that have been practicing me with throughout the week, sorry. So, Ben, Dave, Drake, Andrew, they were in a lot of the practice sessions that we had created and shared in the Discord, and other folks were in there as well, but they really helped me hone the racing line. And then obviously Dakota and the rest of the race stewards for the work they put in, and as well as you and TJ and the rest of the crew here. You guys put in a lot of hard work to make this production go, and so I think all of you deserve the credit that you've earned for the effort you put in to help this league be as successful as it is, and all the other folks that are contributing to the success. So long list of folks, but certainly want to make sure they all get shouted out, because they've all done a great job of representing the league, representing, helping people get better at racing. And so kudos to every one of them.
Absolutely. And we want to thank you for the shout out and the support. And we also want to say that it starts with you drivers. You guys are putting in great shows for us to broadcast, and we appreciate it. So definitely congratulations to you once again.
Thank you.
And
much appreciated.
You have a wonderful night.
You do the same. Thanks, gentlemen, and keep up the great work.
Absolutely.
All right, that was Brad. It was Brad Jorgensen, your first place finisher in the AM class. I believe his first win of the season, but he is leading the AM class in points. He will continue to extend that lead with this win here. So heck of a race. Kind of, we knew we were going to see some incidents, Els, but I thought overall it was still pretty good. Some really great racing, especially from Amber and Sam there. A little bit of back and forth between Jacob and David Barkley there at the front at the beginning of the race, and a number of incidents that happened where there was some great avoidance immediately after someone went off track, and there was not any real pileups. So just like you said at the beginning of the broadcast, these guys, they know how to race. They know how to race well, and it showed tonight. Any thoughts from you?
Absolutely, TJ. Like I said in the beginning of the race, KCRL is probably my favorite league that I've seen, and I've only I've only competed in it for like one season, and it was when it was a little bit smaller, but now I'm seeing it from this point of view, and wow, like every time it's a clean race. We got good race control, fair racing and fair penalties given out. It's just overall a good look in general that Dakota Knapp, I always got to shout out Dakota Knapp. He's a creative guy and very professional in the way he conducts himself, and it shows in the way the drivers put on a show for us. So definitely want to shout him out every time we do a broadcast, because if not, I don't even think we'd be broadcasting, to be honest.
No, I know you were in like 1.5 leagues. You did the GT3 league and the LMP2 league for Kansas City Racing League a few seasons back. I've been with them with the Kansas City Racing League for a very long time. Such an awesome core group, and just to see their league grow to what it is today. I mean, we're talking 29, 30 cars on track, especially for a difficult street circuit. Maybe not everyone owns it. But still having 25 plus cars on track, that is just awesome to see. And it's a good quality product too. So it's not, a bunch of people joined and it was a crash fest. No, a bunch of people joined, and it is really, really great racing from these drivers. So really happy to see the league grow. Glad that we could be, have our small part in it. And again, huge thanks to Dakota out for running the things the way he runs them, because at the end of the day, it all starts at the top, and Dakota's at the top, and it's showing how many people love joining this league and racing in this league. But with that said, that's going to conclude our coverage of round 4 of the season 10 of the Kansas City Racing League's Tuesday night main event presented by Nerdy Chimera tonight. Huge thanks to all the drivers who participated and to Dakota and his crew for putting on this league. I am TJ Yankee.
And I'm Lesean Young-Dilworth.
And that will conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you again next week at the Cathedral Speed Monza for round 5 of the Kansas City Racing League's GT3 World Tour. Thank you and good night.